So, NVIDIA's new graphics cards are here, and they're promising a total revolution in performance. But if you're a video artist or a VJ trying to pick the right one for your work, well, it's honestly never been more confusing or more critical.
And that's the big question we're diving into, right? Which one of these incredibly powerful and, yeah, expensive cards is actually the right one for you and your workflow? Because let's be real, picking the wrong one is a mistake your wallet is definitely going to feel. All right, so let's jump right in. And first things first, we've got to clear up probably the biggest point of confusion out there, this whole RTX 5000 name. Yeah, it's not as straightforward as you'd think.
And boom, here's the problem in a nutshell. That name, RTX 5000, has been used for 3 totally different cards from 3 different generations. You've got the old Turing one from 2018, the Ada one from 2023, and now the new Blackwell. If you're not careful, you could easily end up buying a card that's years out of date for today's prices. Yikes.
Okay, so this brings us to the real heart of the issue for any creative pro. It's the classic showdown, the gamer card versus the pro card, the consumer GeForce versus the professional RTX. Now, you look at the spec sheet, right, and it's kind of confusing. The GeForce 5090 has this insane number of CUDA cores, but then the pro card has more VRAM. So what gives? Well, here's the thing. The real difference, the stuff that actually matters to us, doesn't even show up in these numbers. Okay, this is what it all boils down to. The GeForce is built for one thing, raw speed. Its drivers are all about squeezing every last frame out of the newest game. The Pro card, it's all about stability, rock solid. This cannot fail reliability. And the absolute game changer, the one thing that separates them completely, it's right there at the bottom, Quadro Sync support.
So what is Quadro Sync or frame lock? It's a special piece of hardware that only the Pro cards have. And if you're doing anything with huge video walls or multi-projector setups, you know that awful visual tearing you can get? This eliminates it. It makes multiple screens act as one perfect canvas. It is absolutely non-negotiable for that kind of work. Your GeForce card, it just can't do this. Period.
So, let's talk about Blackwell. Why is everyone freaking out about this new generation? Well, because it's not just another small step up in performance. No way. This is a massive leap, a totally different way of thinking. It's all about shifting to an AI-first approach for creating images.
And the magic word here is neural rendering. Think about it like this. For years, GPUs have been dumb calculators, brute forcing every single pixel on your screen. Now, with neural rendering, the GPU is becoming a smart artist. It renders some pixels and then uses AI to intelligently create the rest. It's a total game changer for performance and what's visually possible.
But you know, for this whole AI revolution to work, you need to feed the beast. The AI models need data, and they need it fast. That's where this number comes in. The new memory on the 5090 is pushing almost 1.8 terabytes per second. That is just a mind-boggling amount of data, and it's absolutely crucial to making all this real-time AI stuff actually happen. And if you want a perfect example of what this AI power looks like in action, just look at something like DLSS 4. It's wild. The GPU does the work of rendering one frame. Then, the AI looks at the motion and literally invents 3 new frames from scratch. It just makes them up. And the result? Your project that was chugging along at 30 frames per second can suddenly be a silky smooth 120. That completely rewrites the rulebook for real-time work.
Okay, but let's pump the brakes for a second. All this amazing, futuristic power, it comes with a pretty big catch. There's a reason they call it the bleeding edge, right? It's because you're the one who's going to find out what's broken.
And I'm not just speculating here. Look at this. This is from someone who already jumped in. They got a 5090 for their touch designer setup, and suddenly, key tools are just dead. They don't work. The software we rely on just hasn't caught up to the new hardware yet. And that means broken workflows for early adopters.
And this is super important. Some of this isn't a wait for a patch situation. Some of these tools are broken permanently. NVIDIA has just decided to drop support for older stuff like 32-bit physics. So if your workflow depends on an operator like the Flex TOP, well, with the 50 series cards, it's just gone forever.
And hey, this isn't just about Touch Designer. If you're a VJ using Resolume, you can get bit by this too. You might think, oh, I'll just throw in a second GeForce card for more outputs, and then find out it actually destroys your performance. So the message here is crystal clear. Do not buy until you have tested your exact projects and software
Okay, so we've seen the absolutely incredible power, and we've seen the pretty scary pitfalls. So let's bring it all home and answer that big question. Which card is the right one for you?
First up, the AI Pioneer. If you're the kind of person who lives and breathes generative art, pushing the absolute limits of real-time AI, and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty troubleshooting, then yeah, the GeForce RTX 5090, that's your monster.
Next, the Live Events Pro. Are you doing massive video walls, complex projector mapping? Anything for a live event where the screen going black is simply not an option? For you, this isn't even a choice. You need stability, you need reliability, and you absolutely need Quadro Sync. The RTX Pro 5000 is the only game in town.
All right, and finally, the Pragmatic VJ. Maybe you're doing awesome shows, but it's mostly on a single high-performance screen. You need power, but you're also smart about your budget. Honestly, the 5090 is probably overkill for you. The 5080 is going to give you that great new Blackwell tech, but you know what? A discounted 40 series card like a 4090, that gives you proven, stable performance and lets you completely avoid all these software headaches we've been talking about.
So here's the bottom line. This isn't just another graphics card release. It's not just a little faster, Blackwell, and this whole idea of neural rendering. It's a fundamental change in how digital art gets made. It's a revolution, and it forces every single one of us to ask, where does my work fit into this new AI-driven world? Is my workflow ready for what's coming?